Hello friends, welcome back to Good Life Farm. Constance here. So today I'm bringing you into the kitchen. It is peach season, and yesterday I went to a local peach farm and brought home a big old basket full of peaches. So I'm going to be doing all sorts of peach recipes the next few days. And today I'm starting off with an easy one. This is peach pound cake. This is a sour cream pound cake and little bits of fresh peaches all throughout. It is absolutely delicious, and I think you are going to love this one. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm preheating my oven up to 350 degrees. Now I'm just going to quickly peel these with a paring knife. If I was doing a canning recipe where I was doing a lot of peaches, then I would do the whole scoring and blanching method, which is what I will do when it comes to the canning recipes that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing at least one peach canning recipe this week, and hopefully I'll be able to get another one in while the peaches are still in season. But yeah, as I said, for these I'm just going to kind of carefully remove the skin with a paring knife and leave as much of the meat as possible. Just kind of barely shave off the skin here. So now I'm just going to dice the peaches, and I'm going to try and dice them pretty small, because then as I am mixing up the pound cake, the bits of peach will be all throughout it. And you don't have to worry about a uniform size. I just try to dice it up. Alright, so I'm just going to take my diced peach and put it in a bowl here for the time being, and just set it aside. Next I'm going to mix up my dry ingredients. I've got all-purpose flour, baking soda, and kosher salt. So I want 1.5 cups of the all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to mix these together in just kind of a small mixing bowl. So I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. And 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm just going to give those a quick little stir, kind of mix them together. And we're going to set that aside for a minute. Alright, so now I'm going to grab my mixer here, and I'm using the wire beater attachment. I'm going to add in 3/4 cup, which is 1.5 sticks of unsalted room temperature butter. So I'm going to beat the butter until it's nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of sugar, granulated sugar. And I'm going to beat this together. Next, I'm going to add in 3 eggs, one at a time, and each one I will mix in until it's incorporated before I add the next one. just gonna scrape the sides of the bowl with a rubber spatula here, get everything mixed down in there. And now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix that in. Now I'm going to add in the first half of my flour mixture. Okay, so now that I've added the first half of my flour mixture, I'm going to grab my sour cream. Alright, so we're adding in a half a cup of the sour cream. And we'll mix that in completely as well. And then for the second half of the flour mixture, and we're going to mix this all together. All right. I'm going to take my spatula and I'm just going to scrape the sides of the bowl. Once again, make sure everything is mixed in really good. I'm just going to take my diced peaches, add those in. And we're just going to fold these into the cake batter. So now I'm going to prepare my loaf pan here, and this is a standard 9 by 5 inch loaf pan, and I am using my baking spray replacement. You could also grease and flour it, or if you have baking spray, you could use that to coat your pan. You just want to fully coat it, that way nothing sticks. This is especially important because you're using bits of fruit in this pound cake. Sometimes those can try to stick a little bit because of the sugars in the peaches, but as long as you coat it well, you shouldn't have any issues. And so now I'm just simply going to take my batter here and put it into the loaf pan. Just going to spread this out. Now for the final touch, and this is completely optional, I like to sprinkle about a tablespoon or so of turbinado sugar. Turbinado sugar is a very coarse sugar. It's also called demerara sugar. Sugar in the Raw is a brand of this. I just like the nice little crunch that it puts on the top of the bread. If you don't have any of this, you don't have to worry about it. You can simply omit it. Alright, now this is going to go into the oven for about an hour or until it tests done with a toothpick. So when the pound cake test's done with a wooden toothpick, let it sit in the pan for about 10 minutes, then very carefully remove it and allow it to cool on a rack. And so there you go. That is how you make my peach pound cake. Absolutely delicious and a great way to enjoy fresh peaches while they're in season. If you would like this recipe, there is a printable version of it on my website. I will put a link to that down below. And anytime you make one of my recipes and you absolutely love it, when you are on my website, you'll see the option to leave a 5-star rating. I would love it if you did that. It would actually help me out. It tells the search engines that my recipes are good and that people like them, and makes it easier for other people to find the recipes as well. This peach pound cake is fantastic served by itself. Have a slice with a cup of coffee, or you can turn it into a really nice dessert with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So thanks for joining me here again in the Homestead Kitchen. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I will talk to y'all next time.